经典演说篇回顾一下啊，第93-94超人演那个超人克里斯多夫李维 Christopher Reeve 他演说的他当然从马上摔下来半身不遂应该不是就是几乎不能动大概眼珠可以转一转但是他没有气馁这是他的一篇很有名的演说，没有不可能的事情Nothing is impossible 我们再念一下，因为前面讲过了所以意思就不讲，只是念一下回顾一下。And over the last few years, we have heard a lot about something called family values. Like many of you, I've struggled to figure out what it means. And since my accident, I found a definition that seems to make sense. I think it means that we are a family and that we all have value. Now, if that's true, if America really is a family, then we have to recognize that many members of family are hurting. And just to take one aspect of it, 1 in 5 of us has some kind of disability. You may have an aunt with Parkinson's disease, neighbor with a spinal cord injury, or brother with AIDS, and if we are really committed to this idea of family, we got to do something about it. Now, first of all, our nation cannot tolerate discrimination of any kind. And that's why the Americans with the Disability Act is so important. It must be honored everywhere. It is a civil rights law that is tearing down the barriers both in architecture and in attitude. Its purpose is to give the disabled access not only to building, but to every opportunity in society. Now I strongly believe our nation must give its full support to the caregivers who are helping people with disabilities live independent lives. Now, of course, we have to balance the budget, and we will. We have to be extremely careful with every dollar we spend. But we've also got to take care of our family and not slash programs that people need. We should be enabling and healing and curing. Now, one of the smartest things we can do about disability is to invest in research that will protect us from diseases and lead us to cures. This country already has a long history of doing that. When we put our minds to a problem, we find solutions. Our scientists can do more, but we've got to give them the chance. And that means more funding for research. Right now, for example, about 250,000 Americans have a spinal cord injury, and our government spends about $8.7 billion a year just maintaining these members of our family. But we only spend $40 million a year on research that would actually improve the quality of their lives and give them all public assistance that would even cure them. We've got to be smarter and do better. The money we invest in research today is going to determine the quality of life of members of our family tomorrow. Now, during my rehabilitation, I met a young man named Gregory Patterson. He was innocently driving through Newark, New Jersey, and a stray bullet from a gun shooting went through the car window right into his neck and severed his spinal cord. 5 years ago, he might have died. Today, because of research, he is alive. But merely being alive is not enough. We have a moral and an economic responsibility to ease the suffering and to prevent others from experiencing such pain. And to do that, we don't need to raise taxes. We just need to raise our expectations. Now, America has a tradition that many nations probably envy. We frequently achieved impossible. That's part of our national character. That's what got us from one coast to another. That's what got us. That's what got us the largest economy in the world. That's what got us to the moon. Now, on the water of my realm, when I was at the rehab, there was a picture of the space shuttle blasting off, and it was autographed by every astronaut now at NASA. And on top of the picture it says, "We found nothing is impossible." Now that should be our motto. It's not a Democratic model, not a Republican model, it's an American model. It's not something one party can do alone. It's something we as a nation have to do together. So many of our dreams, at first seem possible, and then they seem improbable. And then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. So if we can conquer outer space, we should be able to conquer inner space too. And just the frontier of the brain, the central nervous system, and all the afflictions of the body that destroy so many lives and rob our country of so much potential. Research can provide hope for people who suffer from Alzheimer's. We have already discovered the gene that causes it. Research can provide hope for people like Muhammad Ali and Reverend Billy Graham who suffer from Parkinson's. Research can provide hope for the millions of Americans like Kirk Douglas who suffer from stroke. We can ease the pain of people like Barbara Jordan who battle multiple sclerosis. We can find treatments for people like Elizabeth Glaser, whom we lost to ease. And now that we know the nerves in the spinal cord can regenerate, we are on the way to getting millions of people around the world like me, up and out of these wheelchairs. Now 56 years ago, FDR dedicated new buildings for National Institute of Health. He said that defense this nation seeks involves a great deal more than building airplanes, ships, guns, and bombs. We cannot be a strong nation unless we are a healthy nation. He couldn't have said that today. President Roosevelt showed us that a man who could barely lift himself out of a wheelchair could still lift his nation out of despair. And I believe, and so does this administration, in the most important principle that FDR taught us. America does not let its needy citizens fend for themselves. America is stronger when all of us take care of all of us. Giving new life to that ideal is a challenge before us tonight. Thank you very much. 好，这一集回顾到这里。